Hello, and welcome to Around the Political World with John Rothman. I am your host, John Rothman. If you're a fan of the show, make sure to hit the follow button on the top right of Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you are listening at this very moment. When you hit follow, leave a review or share an episode with a friend. It helps other people discover the show, keeps us going, and as I like to remind you each and every day, it expands our base. I got an email from Dale, a loyal listener for many years, both on KGO and to this podcast, who asked me a simple question. Given the fact that in just about a month, Donald Trump will become president of the United States again, how would you describe him? Now, that's an interesting theoretical question. How do you describe someone who is about to be president of the United States? And so I thought about it last night. And you know what? I came up with three words: loyalty, reward, and revenge. That, to me, epitomizes Donald Trump. First, the question of loyalty. Clearly, Donald Trump is rewarding those who have been loyal to him, which, by the way, is a normal thing to do. Herschel Walker, remember him? He ran for the United States Senate and was defeated. He was Donald Trump's hand-picked candidate. But do you remember that he was loyal? And guess what? Herschel Walker is going to be our new ambassador to the Bahamas. And Carrie Lake, defeated for governor and senator in Arizona, and still loyal to Donald Trump, absolutely 100% loyal. And guess what? She is going to have a major position in the Voice of America. This is something that is remarkable all the way around. If you are loyal to Donald Trump, and let me give you another example, and that's Marco Rubio, who will become Secretary of State. They were once bitter rivals. Remember little Marco? But Marco Rubio toed the line. He has defended Donald Trump without any question or hesitation, and now he's going to become Secretary of State of the United States. And you can go down the line of people who Donald Trump has appointed. Kash Patel, who will be nominated to be the head of the FBI, a man whose loyalty to Donald Trump is unquestioned, who has defended him and defended, conspiracy theories, all the rest that Donald Trump has promulgated. So one of the key things for Donald Trump is loyalty. I want to repeat something to you, and that's not unusual for all of us. We want loyalty, don't we? If someone is loyal, stands with you, well, your tendency will be to stand with them. And what about reward? Well, there has to be a reward for loyalty, particularly in politics. So I went back and I reviewed all of the names of all of the people who I've thought of all the years that I've been involved. And you know what? Those who have been loyal to presidents are the people who get the reward. No question about it. And so when you go back through Democrats and Republicans, doesn't matter who they are, loyalty and the reward, if you are loyal, absolutely critical. And then there's revenge. Presidents of both parties do seek revenge. And make no mistake, if you were on an enemies list of Richard Nixon, it was revenge. But John F. Kennedy had his revenge list as well. People who he did not want to deal with and would not deal with. Whether you were a Democrat or a Republican, those are the three words: loyalty, reward, and revenge. And they go hand in hand. Now, the question is this a negative about Donald Trump? And the answer is no. I don't consider it to be a negative. I consider it to be an attribute that all politicians and, frankly, people in daily life use. If you have loyalty, if you want to pay off that loyalty with a reward, and yes, if somebody wrongs you, inevitably you want revenge. But here's the difference. Donald Trump has made these three words the cornerstone of his administration to come, and those three words are exaggerated by Donald Trump. I really thought about this last night, and that is, when you deal with loyalty, reward, and revenge, Donald Trump really and truly is a caricature of those three items. What concerns me now, and I heard about this yesterday, is Republicans in Congress who are now applauding Donald Trump's statement about going after Liz Cheney. Now, that's right. There is a report that has been issued detailing objections to the January 6th committee report. And there are those who are saying, yes, Donald Trump is right. Go after her. Well, I think they better stop and think for a moment. Liz Cheney, a loyal member of the Republican Party, number 3 in the leadership in the House, simply felt that Donald Trump had violated the ethics of being president of the United States. I don't think that deserves prosecution. I don't believe it deserves persecution. I believe it deserves respect. One of the things we have to learn is that when John F. Kennedy wrote his book, Profiles in Courage, he wrote about people who had the courage to dissent. Now, if they were punished, like Edmund Ross of Kansas, who voted against the impeachment of President Andrew Johnson in 1868, they are defeated by their constituents. And indeed, Liz Cheney went down to defeat in Wyoming, overwhelmingly. But it was a revenge, if you will, or a verdict rendered by constituents, not by a president of the United States. So I want us to think as we proceed in the days ahead under President Donald J. Trump. The words loyalty, reward, and revenge. I think these words, these descriptions, exemplify what Donald Trump is. Let us hope that rather than being a caricature on those words, that he acts responsibly as President of the United States. Those who voted for him, those who voted against him. Well, we only have one president at a time, and I hope these words are not exaggerated. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Around the Political World with John Rothman. Make sure to follow along and let me know your thoughts on the show by leaving a review on Apple Podcasts and sharing an episode with a friend or colleague so we can continue to grow and expand, which is, of course, our goal. You can interact with me on Facebook, LinkedIn, and, of course, just email me. And now, my friends, the most important words of all. Someone who is loyal, honest. I think she's great. And that's Gogo Zoker, the wonderful producer of Around the Political World with John Rothman. Thanks, Gogo. All right, I'll see you all tomorrow right here on Around the Political World with John Rothman.